Stone, thanks for doing this, and congratulations on a great game Saturday. Coach Beamer has been talking, right after the game and again Sunday night about the need for you guys to improve on run defense. What can you do about that?
Yeah, it's just a team effort. It starts in practice. We got to fit our gaps and stuff. But, the stats Saturday got kind of juiced a little bit because they had 60 rushes or whatever it was. We still held them to 3.9 yards, a carry. So it looks bad when it says 200 and something yards, but you got to look at how many carries they had as well, because that as it takes a toll too. So the yards stack up, but we definitely got to be better. Need to improve on that, and just fit our gaps and work on it in practice and be ready for it Saturday.
The coaches have talked a lot about your preparation. Can you take us through your daily schedule? Like what time are you getting up and showing up to the building, and can you kind of take us through hour by hour?
Yeah, in the mornings I wake up around 6:15. I get to the building 6:45, 6:50. Put my breakfast order in. Then I'll do if I need treatment, I'll do treatment, get taped, stuff like that. We have meetings and stuff before. That's kind of like a team deal. Whether it's Tuesdays team meeting and then special teams, then LB meeting, team defense meeting, and then we go to practice. After that, I'll do treatment again, just on whatever's. Not feeling the best, I'll do treatment on that after practice, and then go home. I'll have class usually, go to class, and then after that it's look at practice. I'll watch practice, and then we have meetings at night with Coach Trey Money, and we'll go through practice again, kind of corrections and stuff like that. So I'll have watched practice twice, and then at night I usually watch whoever we're playing that week, and then go to sleep and do it all over again.
Stone, what's the mindset with this team? Obviously, last week you came in knowing, hey, we got to run the table if we want to have a bowl game. Now that you got that first one behind you, how confident are you guys? Is it showing up in practice these couple of days?
Yeah, to be honest, energy every week has been pretty high. I think this team really loves each other. We play well together, and our energy right now is going up. We have a lot of we feel like we have a lot of momentum going into this game. And we're ready to just play as hard as we can and let the outcome be the outcome, and we're going to give it all we have.
During the losing streak, it seems like there would be games where both the offense and defense couldn't put together a complete game. There'd be slow starts in the first half, maybe get together in the second half. What are the coaches doing to address that?
Yeah, that's been something that we've struggled with, is putting a whole game together. So that's something that we're attacking through practice, is kind of what we're doing. We'll finish practice with a group deal, a team deal, to finish together and really just focus on the team, because that's what it's all about. It's all about the team. So if we can get better at individually in practice, period by period, it'll help us get better quarter by quarter and put together a complete game.
So prior to Saturday, it was over a month since you guys had your last takeaway, and you guys were able to have four, something that hadn't been done in over a year. What can you guys do as a defense in terms of being able to keep that momentum going, and is that something that you felt on Saturday, that the energy was higher once the turnovers started to happen?
Yeah, something Coach White always says is takeaways come in bunches, and we had a cold streak for sure. It was rough. We couldn't feel like we could pay for a turnover. But once we got that one, it's just like they kept coming. And so that's kind of what it takes, is just get that first one, and then they keep coming. I think last year we started off slow with turnovers too, and we got that one, and it just kind of kept coming game after game. So hopefully now we can force more turnovers and get the ball back to the offense.
Hey Stone, it looked like during the defensive possession where you got the interception, you guys were showing that 3-3-5 again. And on the interception play itself, it looked like you were kind of in almost like a Tampa 2 Mike kind of look. How comfortable are you guys getting into being able to play that?
Yeah, we were still in our nickel packages for the interception, but it was just kind of an edge pressure. We were bringing the will and the safety off the edge, so it was man-to-man kind of deal. But I feel great being in the middle, running side to side. I know I have Debo and safety outside of me, so I feel great in the middle and able to run sideline to sideline.
Just going back to last year, you were a true freshman playing a position that is so tough and requires so much, mental capacity. How tough was that? And did you ever feel like you were almost pressing or pressured? Did you feel that?
every week, every day, pretty much. I came in the summer, and so a lot of the guys come in January, so they have all of the winter, they have all spring, kind of deal to get all their preparation in for their mental side and everything like that. Because once summer hits, there's not coaches there or anything, so you're doing practices with players and stuff like that. And so I had to kind of just do a lot of it with just I had to go out and seek it. I couldn't just have these meetings and meetings and meetings over and over again in the spring and have all this time to prep. So it was very stressful last year, kind of learning everything. But with the help of T Money, older guys, and Coach White, just teaching me and being on me about it, and then just me putting in a lot of work, it came along, and now I feel like I know the defense extremely well.
Stone, how much do you know about Vanderbilt's offense, and how important is it for you guys to stay away from some of those big numbers like your winning streak and they don't have an SEC win, things like that, to just keep the focus?
Yeah, we're not focused on that at all. I didn't even know that stat going into today, so I saw it on social media or whatever, but we're not focused on those at all. We know we have to come in and we have to play hard. It's the SEC regardless, so every week is a challenge. Every week has different obstacles that we got to overcome. So, they got some really talented guys over there that we got to shut down, and we got to force turnovers and get the ball back. That's what we got to do.
Stone, you guys, Jacksonville State went 10 for 19 on third downs last week. It seemed like they were in a lot of short yardage situations and picking up those first downs. I got to ask, what do you feel like you guys need to do better in those situations to prevent, get off the field ultimately on third down?
Yeah, third down conversions were what killed us last Saturday about them getting those extra yards, because there were some times where we should have been off the field, but we misfit a gap, or they bombed us on 3rd and 2 because we thought we were getting run, and we played up, and they just had an over-the-top bomb route on us. But to get better at that, we have to really focus on third down and really lock in on the game plan and execute what we're told, and not try to do too much, not try to make the biggest play on third down, but just do your job, and that'll everything will work out on third down.
Stone, you were wearing the C on your chest. I'm not sure if that's necessarily a new thing, but I guess what does that mean to you to be able to wear that C and also live up to it with your play on Saturday?
Yeah, it was huge. To be, captain for the week for the team was a big deal to me. Just being, a sophomore out there, being able to be recognized as a captain was huge, and I loved it, and get out there and be able to play with my guys.
Sorry, going back to the thing you said earlier, how do you, when you're trying to get better at the mental side, you said seek out. How do you seek it out?
Back to that, what I meant by that is so there's not coaches necessarily around, so you have to go to the older guys. You have to go to a coach or an analyst or whatever. You have to go find them. You don't have the set meetings, so you have to go seek them out to really help learn, because they're not around unless you text them or whatever. You got to tell the older guys, hey, can we go over this? Hey, can we go over that? Stuff like that. Brad and Mo and Sherrod were all there for me last year in the summer, just helped me. And then T Money I was getting stuff at night with him late at night. He was standing up here late with me till 9, 10 o'clock some nights, just going over the playbook, going over the game plan, stuff like that all throughout the season. So that's kind of what I mean by that. You have to go outside of just the required meetings. You know what I mean?
And then when you have a whole year of that under your belt, you look at that, the interception, and you had no time to think or process. Are you able to play more free this season now that there's probably not as much stuff inside your head?
Yeah, no doubt. I'm still a big thinker on the field. I like to process things on the field. When they came out in FSL, Trey gun closed, I knew that we were going to get the wheel route because it was a crucial time in the game. It was late in the game, and they needed a big play. And that was the play they had in their playbook that they ran. And I saw it 3 times on film where they would just line up in FSL, and that's just formation of the boundary, and they would leak the back out. He'd have a little wider split. He'd be kind of lined up over the tackle, and he would run a wheel route. So I didn't even run to the flat because I knew I was going to get picked. Didn't even look at the running back. I was just meeting him at the spot. And then Debo was able to put pressure on the quarterback, which really helped get a ball out quick, and I was able to undercut it.
Just have one more question about the whole captain thing. How does it kind of work? Is it something where you guys at the beginning of the week kind of vote on it, or is it more like the coaches kind of make that decision?
Coaches make it kind of towards the end of the week, just who's been, stepping up throughout the week and stuff like that, and that's kind of how it's getting chosen. Then at the end of the year, is where you have the players and they elect the captain of the year kind of deal.
You mentioned I think there's a notion of fans that sometimes just see the stats and don't necessarily notice anything else. You were mentioning the rushing yards, and it's 225 yards, but like you're saying, they ran it 50 times. Yeah. Are there some of these other stats that internally or externally maybe don't look great, but internally you guys know, like, hey, that's because we did this or we went against this team or something like that?
Rushing yards is kind of like the main thing that sticks out. Outside that, like sometimes tackles and stuff can be, misinterpreted. Like if you don't have a lot of tackles, but you did your job, kind of deal. Those are just some of the things that can be kind of misleading if you look at just the stat book. But yeah, like rushing yards is kind of one thing. If you run the ball 60 times in a game and you get 200 yards, it's not very successful. It's just you did it over and over and over again. Appreciate it.